My friend keeps texting me. She won't stop. She knows better. Stop texting me. It's 10:26. Okay. So, I have no idea what's going on. Okay, so here, let's start this. So we're talking about conspiracy. We're talking about hoax. It's all pretty shocking. Shalom Zohar. This is my take two. You missed the fun part, so you don't have to stick around. But nonetheless, Zohar l'chaim l'chaim. Zohar, you know you keep seeing me with a mask on, right? Hi, Sigale. Wow, everybody, I had like a bunch of people, we were having this discussion. Okay, so we're talking hoax, we're talking conspiracy. People believe, they don't believe. There's politics involved at this point. Like, I wear a mask, so that would make me a liberal in America. What am I here? Israel. Hello, Sarah, stop texting me. I love you, darling. But we like the last one fell because you kept texting. Anyway, so nonetheless, somebody yelled at me today, and she's like, Alyssa, you have to stop saying this, and this. She's like, the truth is God. And I listen to God. And I'm thinking, I walked to the sea and I thought, amen, sister, God, that's true. It's the truth. If you're a believer, faith. And I started to think, seriously, so she's listening to God, not the government, to figure out what to do. First of all, I'd like God's contact number. I'd like to talk to him about a few things because his timing with me, really weird, God. But besides that, so now we have people that believe in God and not the government. We have people that think the government is fascist, right? Or racist, or this or that. The government has been blamed for every freaking thing. Like, people have like a toenail problem and they're like, oh my God, it's baby's fault. My toenail isn't grown. Like, seriously? Woo! Get a grip. Just be kind and be a damn responsible neighbor. I mean, seriously, when was the last time a native called up their neighbor, knocked on the door? I know you're not well, you're older, you're this, I see you and you're not around on the streets. Are you okay? Anything I can do for you? Anything to make life a little better and a little less weirder for all of us? אני לא קיבלתי את זה. טיפה, וגם אני דיברתי על המצב כל הזמן, ועדיין, לא קיבלתי כלום, nothing, איזה יופי. זה לא משנה, אני הזקה, וגם, אבל חבל, אבל יש עוד אנשים, I'm pretty strong, but there's other people, ממש לא. I talked about it yesterday, hearing an old woman crying, I'm old and fragile, please put on your mask. זה לא משנה, whether you believe or not, it's now a law, right? So don't cry when you get your 500 shekel ticket. And don't be like that 60-year-old, maybe he was 70, I have no idea, but he's getting older and awfuler, yelling at the police, taking his mask, I'll take the 500 shekel ticket. It was like 1:30 in the morning. He had this crowd of like 4 people cheering him on with his phone. It was so shocking. So anyway, God's contact number, anybody, I'm going to give him a call. I need to talk to him about a few things in my life that have been a little bit off. I mean, if he's taking a text, just mashu, something. That was one. Then there was Dr. Fauci's Jekyll. I know Republicans aren't a fan of Dr. Fauci. He's a little iffy considering a little bit of his history, and I don't know why he decided to fund something he wasn't really supposed to. That was a little weird. Now, when people start doing the chemtrails and the 5G thing, that starts freaking me out. So that goes into like conspiracy a little bit. But then again, who knows? Who knows anymore? Like, everything, if I say, maybe not all the right people got the money from stimuluses in the country of Israel, and that maybe wealthier people are getting money when people that absolutely have zero are getting nothing, and they need to eat. People, your neighbor's got to eat. You got to make sure your neighbor eats. Can you imagine? You're eating and you're enjoying your life, and that's cool. But just you're as strong as your weakest link, especially in a pandemic, because if your neighbor's not eating and their system is down, they're a weak link. They can get the virus pretty quick. I know when I got pneumonia, I had been so sick. So who knows if it was the pneumonia the whole time or I got pneumonia on top of whatever it was. Wasn't fun. So we have to keep everybody as strong as possible. Our elderly, we have to keep their happiness level up. Their connection. I see them with the mask walking and people in their faces with no masks. I just want to cry, but they're just like, fuck it. An elderly Israeli at this point, I feel so bad for them. They have endured so much with this attitude. And I just feel, as someone that's sort of on the edge of that's been dealing with this, better shape than most, but sort of like not in the best situation. Like, I feel like I have to just say something for the sake of those people. It's painful. Can we just talk about how all the parks have those like prohibited to use the playground signs, and people are completely like crashing the signs, ripping them? Like, I saw this little boy. This was a good one. So he was beautiful. I love photographing children, right? And he was at the top of the slide, and the whole playground was surrounded with red and white warning tape, so it's so dramatic for the photo. And this beautiful little face pops up, and it says "welcome" in English over his head. And I see his mommy pop up with a full-on mask. Well, at least she's safe in the playground, right? And now it's all wrapped up at the same time. I mean, the logic is beyond me. It's beyond me. And I don't know. Everybody's talking about these percentages of restaurant. You talk about. I think even a friend of mine who's a doctor, Ram, where are you? He posted something, and he's like, tennis is the best sport to play right now. There's like social distancing with tennis. Okay, great. But really seriously, someone goes to the beach. Afterwards, they go to the restaurant. Then later they go to a bar, and then they go out dancing. And then they go to their friends at the house. And then they go to get their hair cut. And then they pick something up. And so how do you know where they got the virus from? Like, come on, what are these weird percentages? Like, can't we just say, okay, our health system is overflowing. That means warning signals should go off in everybody's head. Isn't that the most important? As much as these cases, like, I see CNN, they're freaking me out. Like, 1 million people. Well, they're tested. It's a virus. It's spreading. It's a pandemic. It's going to happen. But is it as deadly as it was in the beginning? Has it gotten better? I mean, the whole thing is awful, especially young people going and dealing with grandparents. But we've said to everybody, we gotta hide, we gotta hibernate, all the high risk, all the elderly. Like, that's why, actually the reason you're not seeing as much. I mean, it's horrible mortality. How do we talk about it? These are people's grandparents, their parents, mothers, fathers, children. I mean, it's awful. Your best friend, your neighbor, and we're just talking about death rate, like, juggling golf balls. Like, what the hell, people? Little heart and soul. These are human beings. But, and that's pretty much like, you don't want to get to the hospital. Okay? But, so that's the rate of hospital, and like, that's really the most important. Because the numbers are going to fly. What else? It's hard to breathe. This is hard to breathe, and I think it's just got to be something. Well, tomorrow, everybody, is my first face shield day. I will officially be going to the doctor again. Riding the bicycle, which I'm terrified, across the entire city, which I have not done in a long time. So I'm going to do it very slow, bit by bit, the way I would cross the sea on a wavy day. I am not going to push myself to like full-on panic mode, but mask and face shield. I'm going to sport the face shield tonight. I'll take a little picture, let y'all know how that is. Everybody looks like they're like beekeepers, sort of. That or like toxic waste specialists. Oh my God. Okay, so a friend of mine has her stories because she's COVID positive. She didn't say I could share the photos. I really want to, but she made these stories. I mean, she's kind of famous, so 20,000 people are seeing her story. I don't know, me sharing her story would be a big deal, but like, I'm like, these are the most bizarre photos. So there's a guy totally from like Korean, exactly those China syndrome movies, and the guy in the white with the blue stripes. Oh my god. So he's coming into this girl's place for 21 days to like check her. I don't know, whatever it is that she's known him, she's gotten to know him, but he's covered, and she's like, don't you want to just talk to me and sit down and have coffee? But at this point it's so normal, and she's taking selfies with this guy. He's the Corona man. Oh my god, it's so crazy. It's so crazy. L'chaim. You know that they have offered, like, when I've talked to the Ministry of Health to ask them something, they're like, we could send, I'm like, don't you send anybody over in white. Don't you send those Corona people. Do not have those guys come into my window. It just reminds me, surely, when you were in the Dead Sea and you were in the quarantine hotel and looking through the window and the guy was outside. Oh my God, l'chaim. I have big fear of the Corona stick up my neck and the big fear of the guys in white. So if you see me taking photos or selfies with a man dressed in white, I have gone to the other side. Just letting you know. On that note, I just want to say, yeah, I think I said enough today. Keep on sending me these videos of conspiracy theories and I will share away. I mean, just watch CNN. They're so crazy. It's so scary what they're pushing. What's craziest is that, like, I know the CEO went to camp. I mean, we weren't like buddies. I knew his sister. Many of the people that are my friends know exactly who he is. He's like potential to be a great leader, but what he's doing with CNN, do you know that there's a new race? They're doing like race issue as part of their channel now. Why don't they just join up with Vice? Vice loves to do that stuff. I don't know, just an idea. Ciao for now. Anybody watching Girl from Ipanema? It's so freaking good. I love Malu. I love her. Girl from Ipanema, watch it with the Brazilian music, and my Portuguese is getting good. Ciao for now. Laila tov. See you macharish. Oh, and by the way, no more orange. I've decided it's my show. I'm in charge. I'm wearing my summer dresses, and I'm going to start enjoying. My God, no one's going to see anything if I just am always wearing my damn orange. So now it's Carnival at Casa Miss Alice. Ciao for now.